Today on my show of what I'm going to talk about on my show today is I'm going to do a movie review of what I just watched at Harkins today is I'm going to do a 2019 film review of Hellboy. So this movie is directed by Neil Marshall and the movie stars David Harbour as Hellboy. So David Harbour, he's an actor from Stranger Things, but he plays this newer character in this movie. And this movie also stars Mila Djokovic. You might have recognized her from The Fifth Element or something. And my opinion of what I think about this movie, that I thought this movie was entertaining or something. And I think David Harbour, I think he did a good job playing in this movie. And I think he did not do a bad job at all in this film. And I think the movie had some action scenes in this film. And I do want to let everyone know that this movie takes place in London, England, UK. And also want to let everyone know that this movie is based on the graphic novel, and it's also a comic book. And in my other opinion, I thought, again, I think this movie was awesome and entertaining film. And the movie is an action, adventure, fantasy, horror, and sci-fi. And I also know that I think the character Hellboy, the new one, and from the original one, the Ron Perlman version, is a lot similar, but with a different actor that's portraying that character in this film. And I just want to let everyone know that if anyone read the comic books before, or if anyone's seen the original Hellboy 1 and 2 with Ron Perlman, and if you have not seen this movie yet, I would easily highly recommend it. It's just check it out and just watch this film. And again, you won't be disappointed watching this movie at all, because it's also a fantasy and sci-fi, because I think there's a lot of new creatures in this movie that were not shown in the original Hellboy version with Ron Perlman. And also heard that there's some people probably think this one is really terrible, and this movie has 5.4 out of 10 stars. But as for me, in my opinion, I thought this movie was amazing, and I think this movie is super cool. And again, I also enjoyed this movie, as the newer version. And I just want to let everyone know is I will not spoil this 2019 film Hellboy, because you just have to like be surprised and just watch it or something. And yes, it's now playing in theaters, but as like in my other opinion, that I'm gonna give this movie about like around like a 7.5 out of 10 stars. Like again, like even though like again I thought it was excellent and like entertaining film, but again, I think this one was like alright or something. But I think David Harbour did a wonderful like performance in this movie. And I think all the cast did an amazing job too. And and before I go, I also want to make this episode of people who are a big fan of their favorite superhero, Hellboy. And that's all for my show today. And make sure to comment below is what are your thoughts and opinion of what did you think of this 2019 movie Hellboy and why? Did you enjoy it? Did you thought it was just okay or was just like terrible? Like you didn't really enjoy this version, but you like the Ron Perlman version better. But again, just explaining your own opinion and why. Then don't forget to subscribe and click like on the bottom below if anyone enjoyed my episode today. And that's all for my show today, and see you next time.